Greetings and welcome back to the Healthy Cells Chick Show. So happy that you are here. As my friend Paula Fellingham, founder of Win-Win Women TV, always says, we welcome you with open hearts and open arms. I am Nancy White, the host of the show. A question for you. Are your cells happy and healthy from head to toe? They may need a little refreshing makeover. We are here to talk about our healthy mind, body, and spirit, and we should nourish all three every single day. Our discussions are going to include attributes, tips, or suggestions for acquiring and maintaining. Maintaining is always the work, isn't it, ladies? A healthy mind, body, and spirit. But it always starts in our mind. This is our amazing computer. Our topic today is sweet sleep. We're going to touch on why our bodies need sleep, what if we're not getting enough sleep, and how we can enhance our sweet sleep. We have again said it before we do anything, it always has to become a thought before we take actions. 5 important health functions that occur during our sleep are memory, consolidation, organ repair, neurologists, brain development, and muscle recovery and growth. Sweet sleep. Not only does catching enough Z's feel great, but it's also a way to keep your body and your mind in tip-top shape. Although late nights may be tempting, not getting enough sleep is linked to lower immune functions, poorer eating habits, and impaired memory and learning. That's something we really don't want to have to deal with, is more impaired memory and learning. But a lot happens in our bodies while we sleep. We cycle between what's called non-REM and REM sleep. We all go through these 4 stages of sleep every night, and 3 of them are the non-REM, but the 4th one is the REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. It's interesting when doctors and scientists have discovered all this, our eyes are just moving in all kinds of different directions during our REM sleep. And that's usually when we are dreaming also. Understanding sleep, we spend almost 1/3 of our life asleep. Can you believe 1/3 of our life is spent sleeping? We know that it can keep us well and help us to live a long, healthy life. We also know that without ample sleep, we're subject to fatigue, depression, weight gain. We'll talk more about weight gain in a little bit, illness, and probably decrease our life expectancy. So I'm going to just share with you a story about a young girl that I met several years ago. And when we got together, she was beautiful, healthy from the outside. And being in health and wellness, I love to help people with whatever it is. But just by looking at her, you could not tell that really anything was, unhealthy. But as we started talking, she shared with me that she had been addicted to sleeping pills for several years and that she really wanted to get off of those sleeping pills. So we worked together. And again, it takes, starting in your mind, then it gets into your heart, and then we take action. But don't judge people just by looking at them. So it's time to stop. Use my stop sign. It's fun. We're going to just share just a fun little joke. And it said, do you ever wake up, kiss the person sleeping beside you, and feel glad that you were alive? I just did, and apparently will not be allowed on this airline again. Don't you know when you sleep on an airline and you wake up and you think, where am I? Okay, but really, what is sleep? While sleep is thought to be a period of rest and inactivity, it's hardly a shutting down of our bodies. These beautiful miracle bodies are working all the time. But when we sleep, many biological processes go into high gear and helping us to revitalize the body, repair tissues and organs, and even boost our memory storage. So you're getting a picture of how important sweet sleep is. Scientists found that the same areas that are involved in learning new tasks when we're awake are still rapidly processing information while we sleep. Consequences of insufficient sleep can be, again, most people are not getting enough sleep, and we're in a society that likes to burn the candles at both ends. And we're a nation where people stay up all night, study, work, and have fun. I have been guilty of that because I will tell people I'm a night owl. I'm not a lark, but I have to put some boundaries and borders around it too, because I can end up staying up too late. But going without adequate sleep carries with it short term and long term consequences. In the short term, a lack of adequate sleep can affect our judgment, our mood. We can blame it on mood, right? No sleep, ability to retain information, and may increase the risk of serious accidents and injuries. I've heard that inadequate sleep for 3 days is like walking around with our brain drunk. So no wonder we know that, even truck drivers can only drive a certain amount of time before they have to rest and recover because of that being on target and just being alert. But the long-term chronic sleep deprivation may lead to a host of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even earlier mortality. None of us wants to die earlier. So if there's ways that we can adjust it, then we will do whatever we can. I loved Corey Ten Boom when she said, if the devil can't make you bad, he'll keep you busy. And that's also what we do when we are not getting enough sleep. But just to feel and perform at your best, you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. And make it a priority. If you're currently not getting this amount, here are some suggestions. Keep a consistent schedule, going to sleep and waking up around the same time every day. It'll help set your internal clock and help you to get better sleep. Create a pre-sleep ritual. Get ready for bed each night just by practicing some deep breathing, listening to relaxing music, and go for dark for better sleep. Turn off the lights, use curtains if you need to, wear a sleep mask or a beauty mask to fall asleep faster. Keep your eyes off the clock. And if you can't sleep, don't watch the clock. And usually, if you're waking up between 1 and 4, it's usually associated with stress. And that's another topic. And I have some wonderful suggestions for stress. But if you wake up between 1 and 4 and you may have to go to the restroom, do this before you get back in bed. Lay down on the floor next to a wall on your back. Put your arms out like a T. Lay on your back. Put your feet straight up the wall. And just lay there and do some big, deep breathing for about 5 or 10 minutes. What that does is it takes the blood and it recalibrates in your body. And usually you can go right back to sleep peacefully. So just try that if you have that time between 1 and 4. Another thing that you can use is a healthy sleep spray. There's a wonderful little sleep spray that has melatonin and some other ingredients. You can just spray, and within about 10 or 15 minutes, you can be sleeping peacefully and not waking up groggy. Another great way is to exercise. Here we come, exercise. Remember, mind, body, spirit. But exercise at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. And regular exercise can help you to fall asleep at night. But don't do it too close to your bedtime or you will just be all wound up. And the amount and quality of sleep you're not getting may contribute to stalled weight loss. A study of 123 obese adults underwent a weight loss intervention for a period of 15 to 24 weeks. And researchers evaluated all the sleep quality and the duration of both the beginning and the ending of the study, as well as the body fat mass index. And the dieters who reported obtaining more restful sleep and sleeping longer lost more weight than those who reported obtaining less restful sleep and sleeping fewer hours. Here comes my stop sign again. I told my daughter, go to bed. The cows are sleeping in the field. Puzzled, she asked, what's that got to do with anything? And I just chuckled and I said, well, that means it is pasture bedtime. That'll be a fun one to tell your children. It is pasture bedtime. The cows are sleeping in the field. But the prevalence of obesity among adults in the United States has more than doubled since the 1980s. And that corresponds in simultaneous reduction in sleep quality and duration. Fewer Americans are getting the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and it's probably the same around the world, but more so in America. And 60% of people are reporting that they are experiencing disruptive sleep. That means that they're waking up during their sleep time. And 15% reported that sleeping fewer than 6 hours a night on the average. It will catch up to you. Although we have a relationship between insufficient sleep and obesity, it continues to be a great study. Again, it revealed a great influence between the lack of sleep and binge eating in women. Don't you know what we do when we binge eat? It's usually emotional. But this study explained that a lack of restful sleep increases a release of an appetite stimulating hormone. We don't need to have stimulation for our hormones that cause us to overeat. This is a quote from Ernest Hemingway. I love sleep. My life has a tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know. Another quote from Homer of the Odyssey. There is time for many words, especially from women, but there's also a time for sleep. Technology is also believed to be a major contributor to dysfunctional sleep patterns. According to a National Sleep Foundation, as many as 95% of Americans report using an electronic device within 1 hour of going to bed. I have even known some people that sleep with their cell phones. Not me, it goes in the other room on a charger. But the artificial light that is created by laptops and cell phones, televisions, and video games during the evening hours can disrupt the circadian rhythm by suppressing the release of the sleep-promoting hormone melatonin. According to Charles Czeisler, PhD, he's an MD at Harvard Medical University, melatonin helps control sleep and wake cycles being produced at high levels at the brain and at night and then dropping down early in the morning. That's the way melatonin is supposed to work in our body. But our ability to make melatonin declines with age. I think other things decline with age too. But in North America, the population melatonin, usually the levels start declining at around age 35. Again, some sleep spray, some gentle melatonin or some right amounts of it, and some other things we're going to talk about at the end about inducing sleep is some things to consider if you're having a little challenge. And again, nutrients like melatonin, 5-HTP, and GABA, GABA, and L-tryptophan They can help you achieve that REM sleep. Remember that deep sleep. That's our recovery time. And that is a time when we want to really get into every night. And it's vital for restoring and restoration. And it also helps with anti-aging. So how many of you want to help with some things with anti-aging? I do. At almost 70, I want to do whatever I can to help with anti-aging. So these are some things that we're going to continue just to talk about, or some suggestions. We have known, a lot of us, that lavender is no stranger to the world of wellness, and it's been used since ancient times, and it's been incorporated in the practice of Chinese medicine. And lavender offers a calm and relaxing aroma. You can even find it is grade food lavender. You have to make sure that it is grade food lavender. You can put one drop in about 12 ounces of water, and you can sip on that in the evening. It will help you sleep more peacefully. We've heard about putting lavender on children's feet and putting it on some of your pressure points, but it's good to have something that is natural. Even a lavender pillow or diffusing some lavender in your room is another great way to help induce sleep. This is from the Dalai Lama. Sleep is the best meditation. I'm sitting there going, that's great. I'm meditating while I'm sleeping. And Leonardo da Vinci said, a well-spent day brings happy sleep. And I love the scripture that says, the Lord gives sweet sleep to those that he loves. You may be wondering about how much sleep individuals need. So some of you may have children, still raising children. Maybe you haven't even had any children yet. But this is a guideline for how much sleep individuals need by their age. And newborns, 0 to 2 months, need 12 to 18 hours of sleep. Infants, 3 to 11 months, need 14 to 15 hours of sleep. Toddlers, even though they're nonstop all during the day, they still need 12 to 14 hours of sleep. And preschoolers, 3 to 5 years of age, need 11 to 13 hours of sleep. School-age children, 5 to 10, need 10 to 11 hours. And teenagers, 10 to 17, need 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep. And adults, it's recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Again, sleep allows your body to recalibrate stress hormones. Remember those cortisol levels? And the lack of sleep can also lead to breast cancer. Studies have found that they did a research in University of Medicine in Japan. They studied 24,000 women, yes, 24,000 women, ages 40 to 79, who learned that those who slept less than 6 hours a night had a 62% higher risk of breast cancer, while those who slept more than 8 hours a night had 28% lower risk of cancer. Some things that are going to help us to sleep better. Here's exercise again, but going for a brisk walk daily won't just trim you down, but it'll also help you to sleep better at night. Exercise boosts the effects of natural sleep hormones, such as melatonin. And again, a study that in the Journal of Sleep found that postmenopausal women, that means women that have gone through menopause, who exercised for about 3.5 hours a week, had an easier time sleeping and falling asleep and staying asleep. And if you go out in the morning and do workouts that expose you to the sunlight and the daylight, that's going to help with your natural circadian rhythm. Another thing is to reserve bed for sleep and for sex. Don't use your bed as an office, answering phone calls, doing emails, and also avoid watching TV and late night with your phone and things. The bed needs to be a stimulus for sweet sleep, not for wakefulness. And keep your bedroom and keep your bed area comfortable. Ambiance can affect your sleep. Remember, we're talking about diffusing lavender. But make sure your bedroom is comfortable. Ideally, most people sleep better when your room is cooler, but having a quiet, dark, cool environment, all these things will help promote sleep. And start a sleep ritual. Do you remember when you were a child and your mother may have read you a bedtime story and tucked you in every night? And that was a comforting ritual that helped you to sleep? Well, you can do your own rituals. You can take a bubble bath, put on candles, listen to some soft music, and unwind before you go to bed. One of my clients, Kelly, has been a nurse for over 25 years, and I always admired her. She worked those 2 days back to back, and then she slept, and then the rest of her week. So she didn't have a full week of the same kind of sleep patterns, but she made it work. And that's something that, a lot of us that have to work at nighttime sometimes, we have to find something that makes it work for you. But Kelly did a fantastic job um, and got her self care into a pattern to where it really worked, and even her hours that were not consistent. If your tummy's grumbling, eat something, but not too much, because sometimes if you go to bed and your stomach's grumbling and rolling and hungry, it's going to keep you awake. But don't eat a big meal before you go right to bed, but eating at least 2 and 3 hours a meal before you go to bed. But if you're still hungry right before you go to bed, eat a small, healthy snack. Avoid alcohol and caffeine. And some people go, well, I can do some chocolate and some wine. And I'm sitting there going, no, because the chocolate has caffeine in it and the wine acts as a stimulant, even though it makes some people a little bit sleepy, but it does have an opposite effect. Also, stay away from anything that is acidic, such as citrus fruits, juices, and spicy, which is hard for me because I love spicy food, but I just have to know to eat it within 3 hours before I go to bed. And spicy foods can also give you heartburn, which a lot of people are combating in this day and time. So we can de-stress. Daytime worries can bubble up to the surface when we get ready to go to bed. This brain just starts going again. And stress is a stimulus, and it can activate that, fight or flight hormone and work against sleep. So give yourself time to wind down before you go to bed. Something I have created a few years ago is the GRT journal. It stands for Gratitude, Reflections, and Tips. And it's just a tool that you can use 10 minutes at the end of each day to fill in the blanks. I've heard some people say, I don't like to journal. And I said, well, can you fill in the blanks? And if you don't have something like the GRT journal, just get a little notebook. Write down the things, the reflection of the day that you were grateful for, the deed of kindness that you did for somebody. What was something fun? Write down those positive things and be grateful when you go to bed. Remember, releasing so you can receive. So learning some forms of relaxation can be a great way to help you to increase sleep and also reduce daytime anxiety. Try deep breathing. Sometimes we go through the day and we feel like, I haven't even taken a deep breath, but doing some deep breathing exercises before you go to bed is fantastic. And here's some affirmations for sleep. And I'll be glad to send these to you, but these are just a few, just whatever lays on your heart. Affirmations. I release my day with ease. I am grateful for the beauty and the love that fills my days. I relax completely as my days vaporize. A new wave of newness washes over me, and I am clear, I am clean. I am at peace. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Tomorrow, all things are fresh and new. My body heals, repairs, and regenerates as I sleep. I am surrounded by angels. I am safe. I relax into a peaceful sleep that is deeper and deeper with each breath. I release my day deeper and deeper with each gentle breath. I sleep peacefully, deeply. I am renewed. Release, heal, and receive. I am at peace, encircled by love, and I am safe. I got to meet Zig Ziglar before he passed away, and I love his book of quotes and the things that he said. He was just an amazing man. But one of his quotes that he shared was, end the day with gratitude. There is someone somewhere that has less than you. Now, this is a bonus I'm going to give you and share some foods that will enhance your sleep. Salmon. Fatty fish like salmon or tuna provide a rich source of healthy omegas-3s and fatty acids. But not only does this increase serotonin, the production, but it also helps your body regulate sleep. And consuming salmon for dinner on a regular basis can help us fall asleep faster and stay asleep. Another one is poultry, chicken, turkey, and some meats. Remember, we've heard so much about turkey and tryptophan. Well, that's another thing that can help with the development of melatonin. Kiwi. Now, cute little delicious kiwi fruits are extremely nutritious and low calorie, but making them an excellent bedtime treat. And also, they're the healthiest foods that help you sleep since they contain vitamins C and K, but they also help regulate your digestive health, and it will make you sleep even sweeter. Teas. Now, these kinds of teas are sleep-inducing teas. They're like chamomile or lavender that produce a calming effect that can help you fall asleep quickly. Cherries are another great fruit. They are a great source of melatonin. I love black cherries. And so, but making them a part of your food choices is another good way. Almonds. Almonds are incredibly nutritious and also happen to be one of the best foods to help you sleep. And they're a great source of melatonin. And they also provide magnesium, phosphorus, riboflavin. Sometimes I've heard people say that raw almonds are a little bit hard to chew. So what I discovered was years ago, you can take your raw almonds and soak them in some water overnight. And in the morning, take a clean towel or whatever and spread those almonds all out single and let them dry. And then they are softer and they're easier to eat. And they also, I think, taste even more like coconut too. Another one is walnuts. Walnuts are one of the best foods that help you sleep. They're full again of phosphorus, melatonin, omega-3 fatty acids, and they are great for also keeping you younger. Pasta. I know my pasta girls love this, but healthy carbohydrates, not potato chips, healthy carbohydrates or help people to fall asleep better. And that includes sprouted organic grains and breads, including those into your diet. Make sure that you're reading your labels and make those good, better, best choices. It doesn't mean that you have to buy a whole lot of great organic foods, but be mindful. Collard greens is another one. Leafy greens like kale and collards, they have a hefty amount of calcium, and calcium converts tryptophan into melatonin. So if you're going to be having chicken or turkey or whatever, make sure you're having some of these dark leafy greens because they work together to help you. Now, when you consider when you go to bed that you're resting on a mattress also that suits you, check with your chiropractor and to find out, because sometimes those lumpy mattresses could be the reason that you're not sleeping very sweet. So again, I am so grateful that you have spent some time with me, and thank you for being with us wherever you are. I am Nancy White, a 30-plus year health advisor and living a natural, preventative, healthy lifestyle. And I'm so blessed. And remember to take care of your temporary temple until you get your permanent maintenance-free one. It's really important that it's fireproof. But contact me, Nancy White, the Healthy Sales Chick, and you have a complimentary 30-minute, we can be together 30 days, 30-minute, it's all about you session. You can go to my website, TheHealthyCellsChick.com, and schedule a session. And good, please check out our great community of win-win women TV, for other great shows, and to support that will support you, amazing ladies. Everybody loves to be in a community that is uplifting, and Win Win Women is one of those communities. So, again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for the time that we've had together, and I look forward to our next exciting time and bring you some more tips and tricks.